Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Opportunity rover. And now the Opportunity rover is just a story that's stuck with me throughout the year. And for those of you who may be less aware, Opportunity back in February had its mission cancelled after months of just lost contact with NASA. And around the time on social media, just a little phrase was being tossed around, and it was, "My battery is cold. It is getting dark." And while it's fictitious and the rover didn't actually quote-unquote say that, it's something that stuck with me and added a little bit of humanity to the little rover. But in order to tell the story, I want to go to the beginning, back in 2003 when we launched the rover. And here we can see the rocket shooting off toward Mars. It reached in January of 2004, right after I turned 6 years old, and I remember being at the planetarium and being so excited that we sent a robot to Mars, just in its little shell surrounded by balloons, and it just bounced on the surface until it landed safely. But land it did, and it landed right in a patch of blueberries. Now, it's not like blueberries on your blueberry bagel or your blueberry muffin, anything like that. These blueberries are made out of something called hematite, which is something that's just left over after there's water. Also, they're very small and microscopic, so these pictures are in black and white from the microscopic camera. This was our first bit of data showing us that there might have been water, and thereby life, on Mars in the distant past. Even though it had a mission that was planned for 90 sols, which is about 3 months in Earth days, Opportunity just kept on rolling. It made its way out of its crater, explored the surface, and it kept on taking pictures and sending back data. This picture of its shadow it took back about 180 sols after it started, so that's about 6 months and double the original amount of time, but that's nowhere near close to how far Opportunity would go. The cameras on Opportunity captured the beauty of Mars that no human has yet been able to see. It captured stunning vistas. It even had these pictures of sunsets on Mars, or an eclipse, here showing one of Phobos, the larger of the two Martian moons, crossing in front of the sun. Now, 10 years after its mission on Mars had begun, Opportunity had clocked about 26 miles, and it was making its way toward a valley, and NASA decided to name this valley Marathon Valley, because once Opportunity reached the valley, it would be the first man-made object on another planet to have gone the distance of a marathon, which, if a 10-year running time is very good for a rover, it also makes me feel a little better about myself, because I know I can beat a rover in a marathon. Even after those 10 years, Opportunity wouldn't quit. It went on for about 4 more years. In May of 2017, it reached what was called Perseverance Valley, which we can see here is just a gorgeous vista. As it descended, its solar panels slowly began to lose energy because it was in the shadow of the valley. This would have been fine if not for a dust storm that compounded this issue. And on Mars, dust storms can be huge. They can cover the entire planet. And this dust storm began to block out the sun. And in June of 2018, we got our last images from the Opportunity rover. Here they are. This image that we're seeing right now was the last full-sized image. And in the next two, they are just thumbnail-sized. Opportunity didn't have enough energy to send the whole file. NASA, after these findings, didn't quit for months on end. They kept on sending signals, hoping Opportunity would send something back. People even made a playlist with songs like "I Will Survive," "Here Comes the Sun," "Space Oddity" by David Bowie, and even Bohemian Rhapsody, which I don't really know the connection between Bohemian Rhapsody and being stuck in a dust storm, but I mean, if I was dying on another planet, I think that Freddie Mercury wouldn't be the worst voice to hear. So eventually, NASA had to call an end to the mission. While it is sad, we can remember all of the great amount of time Opportunity spent on Mars. In the end, it was an active mission for 14 years, 11 months, and a day. That's almost 15 years of data that we have now that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And if I ever reach Mars, which I doubt I will, I don't think I can make the astronaut program, I'd like to see Oppy, give it a little pat on its solar panels, and tell it good job.